Okay, let's call this meeting the Haysville Planning Commission to order. First item of business is roll call.
Azier,
Here.
Wethington,
Here.
Coleman, here, Holub, Meyer, Green,
Here.
Welch,
Here.
Stock. Okay.
Next item of business is the approval of minutes of May 9th, 2019.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
A motion and second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstentions? Next item of business is the election of officers. Are there any nominations for any position?
I would make a motion to nominate Tim Azier as chairperson.
One second.
We're going to vote on them individually, I guess. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Vice Chair.
I'll make a motion to, Bob, are you willing to be vice chair?
I would do it, but if anybody else is interested,
I'll make a motion to nominate Bob as vice chair.
Second. A motion and second to approve Bob as the Vice Chair. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Secretary? Has to be you.
Angie.
Doesn't
I'll
have
make
to
a
be
motion
me.
for Angie to
Someone can do this. I'll
be
let you.
secretary if she is willing.
Second.
A motion and second to approve Angie as the Secretary. All in favor?
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Under new business, we have update the master plan review calendar and prioritize plan and code reviews.
And I did email that out to you, and it should be in front of you. It is different from the last week. If I gave you one, I did take capital improvements out of October because I haven't located it yet. I'm sure it's there.
I don't know that we've had any input in capital improvements in
Right.
the last few years.
So that's something we'll discuss and then put that on the calendar for next year.
Okay.
But this is since there were so many meetings missed, just to finish out the year.
You think this is all doable?
Sure.
Okay.
We can get a good start.
So do we need to approve this amended calendar?
I don't know that it's necessary to approve it. It's just.
Okay, just for information.
Mm-hmm.
Any discussion on the calendar?
No.
We'll move into review the attendance policy. We thought it was a good idea to update it. There should be a copy in front of you. Article 1, item H is what we're focusing on. Just review that and make sure you're aware of it.
And I do believe I have everybody's emails now, and I think that's been a problem.
Everything's updated.
I will state, though, that Dawn and Meyer, Richard, have missed. This would be fourth in a row for each of them. And I left several voicemails with Meyer and didn't hear back from him. Dawn did email last week that she had received the agenda but had had a family emergency last meeting.
Okay.
But I didn't hear anything this meeting. So.
I would say let's make sure they get a copy of this, notify them that they're in violation, and if they can't make it to the next meeting or don't have some sort of significant reason, then we need to probably implement that policy. And
Okay.
Well, at the very least, find out if they're interested in staying on.
yeah, it's kind of an odd deal since we haven't met in a long time. You know,
Right.
before it could have been something else in the spring, but we're getting to the point now where we're struggling to get through meetings. So the more people we get here, the better. Any other discussion of the attendance policy? Any old business? No correspondence and informational reading.
I do have informational reading. If you didn't get a comp plan last week, and you didn't download it, I did print a copy. Do you want one? Do you want to print a copy?
Make sure I've got it. Yes, I've got this.
You do? I think you each got a copy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I, of course, neglected to bring mine back.
It's okay. I mean, if you want to review a little bit, we could today. I will just state that we are planning on doing a major review and update of the comprehensive plan with public involvement. And we are going to start that process next month with a joint workshop between council and planning commission, both to educate on what the comprehensive plan is supposed to do, but also get input from each of you on what you see as the future of land use for the city and its surrounding areas. But we do have to review it for statutory requirements, so,
Every year.
every year.
Okay. Any highlights you want to go through, or?
It has been updated. I think 2016 was the last time. So a lot of it is current, but a lot of the plans were kind of dated that it references. And as far as the goals, some of those are pretty outdated. I don't know that those have really been updated a whole lot.
I know the plans are dated, but they're also the most recent.
Some of, yeah. But that might be something that we want to put as an objective or a goal for next
Okay.
plan.
Any committee updates?
I have one for Haysville Forward. We had a group that we worked with called First Impressions Program, and we sent representatives from our city to Arc City to give them an idea of what our first impressions of their city was, and they sent representatives from Arc City to our city to look us over. There was 3 on each team. There were 3 members, and they went on different days. They didn't call ahead to either city to let them know that they were coming. It was just at random, and so we received the report, and it was very positive. I was very, very pleased with it. They said some of the remarks were Haysville was a very clean city, wonderful walking paths, sidewalks. People were out everywhere walking and riding bikes. The city crews were out working. We had a lot of beautiful trees and parks, and everyone they ran into, they stopped and talked to some city workers and school folks and in shops, people on the sidewalks. Everybody was very, very friendly. The customer service in town was outstanding. School district, they didn't go to the outlying schools, they stayed within the city limits, but very impressed with the schools, and just overall. There were a few things, mainly it was signage, and they were impressed with the signage that we had, but we had a lot of low-hanging limbs that blocked some of the signage. That was the negatives. So very, very positive. It was a good experience, so.
Good. Thank you, Deb. Any other committee updates? I want to take this opportunity to reevaluate who we have on what committees and whether we need to repopulate any of those seats. It's been long enough now that I don't know that I remember who was representing us where.
The mayor did recently appoint Bob to the Board of Zoning Appeals because we do have a meeting next week. We wanted to fill that planning commission.
Probably the best
And I
guy for
believe
it.
you said if somebody else, you are fine with doing it for now until somebody
Yes.
else was interested. Historic committee, you're the historic committee representative. And outside of that, I'm not sure what all you have representation on now.
And I'm on HFI also.
I guess you did just report on that.
Do we still have a representative on the park board?
I don't know.
Or do we need one? That's my question is,
Okay.
where do we need to have a representative, and once we identify those, maybe we can call for volunteers.
Put me where you need me.
and I'm on bicycle pedestrian.
And you and I are still the subdivision committee.
As far as I know. Not that we've been all that busy.
No, we're not very busy, no.
I just asked somebody if we had one of those.
I think it's Bob and I. But it's been,
That particular person didn't think we did, so. But I think it's been a while.
we're not doing a
since-
whole lot.
Yeah.
Should a subdivision arise, Bob and I are ready.
Okay, that's good.
Any other discussion on committees? Any off-agenda items? I would say we're ready for item 10.
Move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.